Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple A's podcast. I am your host who bleeds purple and gold. So, the Vikings will be taking on the third rivalry opponent for Week 12. They will play the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field in Chicago. So, let's basically get to it. For the rest of these games from now on, the Vikings control their own destiny from here on out, whether it's the NFC North title, whether it's just getting better seeding at this point right now. The Vikings control their own destiny. Like, let's be real. So, let's get into it, shall we? Now, this is a game where you have to basically hold account to what's going to happen. This is an opponent you can't sleep on really at all. Otherwise, you will pay the price deeply for it. So, let's get to it, shall we? The Vikings defense versus the Bears offense. The Bears offense, though, you would have thought maybe were going to be dangerous, like, offensively, like, when the season started, when they started 4-2, their offense was actually really, really good. Besides the Texans and the Colts game, they've been super solid, I would say. Maybe the Titans game you could add into there and say it was not a good showing by them. But yeah, the Vikings, the Bears, their 4 straight losses to the Commanders, the Packers, I think it was the Patriots and the Cardinals. The Bears have averaged 11 points a game in those 4 losses. So, now basically the first one is really for me is take out their trash, which is the Bears offensive line. The Bears offensive line sucks. And we know how good the Vikings are when they are going up against bad offensive linemen. The Vikings are going to get after it, no doubt. They will definitely get after the quarterback with ease. With how bad the Bears have been. Maybe they changed up like scheme or something, but the Chicago Bears offensive line is not good. So, the Vikings should stuff the run, which they are really good at. I think the Vikings are like top 3 in the run game. So, the Bears run game should basically be held in check. And the Vikings defense in the forefront, possibly the 7th front when they send. So even if they don't get home with the blitz, I feel like they should get home with 4 at least. I feel like they should at least get a sack when they're rushing 4. So, and then basically another thing about that you should not, that I feel like that if they are not careful with, is Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, he's been okay this season. He's actually had some flashes, some games where he's actually been pretty decent. So you cannot really sleep on Caleb Williams. And because they got a different vibe with Thomas Brown as their OC instead of Shane Waldron as the Bears OC, they've been doing different stuff with Caleb Williams. They let him run the football and take it himself. And so, you're going to have to take accountability to where Caleb Williams wants to run outside, and he does have a pretty good arm too as well. Sure he doesn't, but you cannot sleep on Caleb Williams. You have to take that into factor, that he can run the football. Make sure you respect him, okay, and prepare for him. And really, though, the Bears wide receivers, they're okay. Rome Odunze, he's alright. DJ Moore is good. Keenan Allen has been pretty quiet, but really, though, I feel like, though, the Vikings defense they still need to, which basically their receivers, they're okay, but they should not sleep on them either. So basically just just make sure you're prepared for Caleb Williams and that offense. And also to create turnovers, which the Vikings are tied for first with basically forcing turnovers, tied with the Buffalo Bills, who have one game who had which the Bills have one game more than the Vikings do. So, I mean, that's all they need to do is just to create turnovers. And you know what? If you can do that, I think you're in for a good game here. I think the defense should definitely do it. As for the offense, now this game is going to definitely determine which Sam Darnold we're going to get, because we know for a fact that the Bears defensive front, they're basically underrated, and they are really good. Like, they are a meat and potatoes physical defense. We know that's going to be a certain. And I mean, the interior offensive line, they are who they are. But they are really going to have to. I mean, Sam Darnold is really going to have to take an accountability with the Tavondre Sweat-led defense. And Tremaine Edmonds, he's okay. I mean, there's not a whole lot of big names, really, that you could see on the Bears' 7 front, but that's their strong suit, though, man. And also, you also want to respect their cornerbacks, too, because they're a decent bunch, they're a decent bunch. So, I mean, the defense for the Bears is actually pretty good. They're top 10 in passing and top 10 in scoring allowed. So, I mean, the Bears, so you have to respect the defense for the Bears, too. They're very good. And it's just going to depend if we're going to get bad Sam Darnold or good Sam Darnold. So, I mean, so that's just basically going to determine how well Sam Darnold plays and how well the run game goes. I mean, I don't know if the run game is going to be better, but it should be better, which was on another one of my keys to victory. But I mean, but that's not the ultimate factor. We just have to see what Sam Darnold is. Maybe you have to go to do short of the sticks plays, just some short intermediate routes or something like that. You might have to go that route. So we'll see, though, how it goes, though, for Sam Darnold. Which one will show up at Soldier Field. So now, this game is going to be determined on who's going to make the most mistakes on offense. And it's going to be a defensive battle, no doubt. Vikings and Bears, it's like a classic defensive game all the time with them. It doesn't matter if it's at US Bank Stadium or Soldier Field. It is gonna be a physical, grit and grind it defensive type of game. So, but I say the Vikings do get a win. I say they do just enough on offense, and the defense does their job and does a good job. So give me the Vikings over the Chicago Bears. They improved the 9-2. Final score 20-16. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Skol Vikings.